Ahoy, swabs! Captain Jeff the Pirate here at Share Disservice. And welcome to Captain Jeff Reviews and Questions Adventure Time. Today's episode, ORB. Why am I reviewing an episode of the Benchar Brothers? Oh, that's right, it'd be different. Right. Okay, yeah, sorry for the slight confusion there, folks. Anyway, this episode would be taking place after the events of Islands. It'd be the buffer between Islands and onto the new series, Elements. Yeah, so we've had stakes, we've had Islands, and now we have Elements. So yeah, the Elements special will be lasting all of the week, so that's why I have to try to get this episode out as soon as possible. I can't guarantee I'll be able to fire out the Elements reviews the same night. I will try to my best abilities to get the reviews done in a timely manner, so please bear with me. But anyway, yeah. This episode, like I said, it's at the end of the Island series, so what will they do? I think I once asked the question, we saw them pass a whole bunch of things on the way to the islands, but would we get to visit them again? Sadly, the answer is no. Arr. So let's see what this episode has to offer us before we get into the week-long special. Finn and Jake and Beemo will be on the boat, heading back to the land of Oo. Finn and Jake be full from eating various bananas, like a whole, it's like Donkey Kong Island, Donkey Kong 64 all over the ship. They be ready to go to sleep, and Beemo notices a strange cloud has been following them. But they don't pay no mind, and they all go to sleep. And thus we have a dream-based episode, which they've kind of covered this either in parts of other episodes or a majority in like 1 or 2 episodes here and there, so yeah. Alright, in Jake's dream we see him interacting with his brother and his parents, and we see it's inside their old house. In Finn's dream, this be interesting. In Finn's dream he's flying around Oo, but we see he still thinks that he has his regular arm, like he just sees it as that. That'd be fairly interesting. And then Beemo, we see the world according to him, how it would be in his little imagination fun time world. But as the dream progresses, each dream progresses, we see the ORB in question of the title of this episode influence the dreams and turn them into nightmares. Now there be one thing that be bugging me about this episode. In Jake's dream, when it starts to turn into the nightmare, we see, here's what, we the audience, we saw the origin of Jake the dog. And if you haven't seen that episode, I gotta warn you, this part be a little spoilery. Okay, so bear with me. We see, in the episode of Jake's origin, we saw the creature with which he came from, and it not be his ma and pa. Arr. But there's no way Jake saw this creature, there's no way Finn saw this creature, and I can guarantee that there is no way Beemo has seen this creature. So how would it show up in Jake's nightmare? While each of them is going through their own nightmares, we actually get an encounter of characters we've seen in the past. We've seen one of the nemesis of Jake. We've seen Beemo's arch nemesis, and then we saw something that was very dark, that was a cross between Finn's nightmare mixed with something from Beemo's. So, arr. But, of course, they being our heroes, they're able to once again break through whatever conflict and emerge triumphant. Arr, arr. And then we see land ho off the starboard side. It be the land of Oo, only something has gone very, very wrong in the land of Oo. We see 4 areas. We see an area, well, let's just say we see 4 areas, and if you've been paying attention to this series, you know what the rule of 4 is, and with the upcoming short special. A week-long series special coming up. Yeah, so I get that they have to do some buffering between the short series, but seriously, they could have done something with the elements around them sailing back. Like I said, when the happy dragon threw them, we passed a whole bunch of elements that they could have used, but no, they skipped them all. And as I said, they've covered the dream and nightmare thing before in previous episodes, either snippets or full. And now, here's what, we are introduced to a new character, but I feel like, what was this character created out of necessity, out of the past episodes that we've seen? They could have introduced this character sooner, later. Yeah, this episode was... yeah, they could have done so much more. I kind of felt a wee bit let down. I found some parts of it interesting. And the interaction with this new character was a little... But yeah, this episode... I have to say, for the episode ORB, I'd be giving it 2 medium thumbs. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but yeah. Look, you got 3 kinds of episodes with adventure time. You got the fillers, which this one was. Or, as I like to... another term for the filler is, you got something that was just like a one-off, a day in the life. Something that neither detracts from or adds to the story. Then you got like the one episode stories. You have something that is good. It's a good episode, and it adds to the story, adds to the series overall. And it's like, oh, this element will come back later on in the series. Maybe this season or next. Maybe it'll come back in the next episode. I don't know, but the best example I can give was the episode I Remember You, which pretty much established a great chunk of the past history of the Ice King and Marceline. And then you have episodes, and then the third category of episodes, stories. Again, I point to stakes and islands. And then like you have, where it lasted a whole series over out, or like it could be 2 episodes. It has to be more than 1. Like when they had the Lemon Hope Saga. This episode was definitely a one-off filler, and it just needed work, so arrgh. Well, I hope you enjoyed this preview, because, like I said, next week, we get a week long of trying to figure out what the heck is going on in the land of Ooh. Until next time, this has been Captain Jeff reviewing and questioning adventure time. Saying thank you for watching, and as always, arrgh.